for those who want to be married. Again, it's still a noble cause and a noble reason, just like owning a business is. But there's the CEO of NVIDIA was like, I wouldn't do this again. NVIDIA,
Think about that. Multi-billion-dollar company.
trillion.
How about it?
At the cusp of going through breakthrough profits with the explosion of AI, explosion of robots, and the graphic cards that have built up a foundation for them to go where they're going. I mean, I saw him. He was just like, yo, he was like, yo, I've sacrificed a lot. I've lost friends. He's like, because you have to make hard decisions that cut through friends.
Yeah.
You start a business with somebody, but he was saying, yo, I don't know if I do this again. He's like, there's other things you can do. You don't have to do this, because when you operate that high level of anything, requires
sacrifice. Yeah.
And that sacrifice comes with frustration. And guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Save the Date. One of your hosts, Heath.
What's good, everybody? It's Jamie, and we're back with another episode. Hey.
And before we get into it, at Save the Date Now, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. But we're going to get into it today because Jay and I are frustrated. So we just figured we do something off the cuff, off the script, a little bit more extemporaneous, where we just share with you guys our frustrations with dating, love, and relationships, because we often get on this podcast and we have a script, or we have the top 3 or 4 things we may discuss. We're very bullet point oriented. We'll enumerate, and that's fine. But we figured, since we're in a mood and we're in the thick of the mood, traversing through the mood,
co-laboring.
Yeah, co-laboring in the mood.
Sojourning.
Yeah, sojourning in the mood. We just call you guys, but really podcast with y'all, really speak with y'all just about frustration, because there are times that we want you guys just to feel, or to know that we feel what you feel.
I was going to say
we go through what you guys go through.
We know y'all going through it.
I'm in a committed relationship. Jay's in this single era, and these both come with pros and cons. And they're great as anything else in life, but sometimes what's underpinning everything is frustration. It's I can intellectually talk about convenience and be educated and elegant in my speech about inconvenience. Is another thing I get on here. I really talk to you about how I'm really feeling crushed by the inconvenience that at times is gripping my relationship. So frustration is real. And Jay can get in here and talk about it.
No, I mean, I'm glad you said that, because it is definitely something that we know listeners worldwide, global, are feeling. Obviously we could talk about it from a statistics standpoint and talk about the high divorce rates, or just how many people anecdotally in our own cipher that we talk about on a regular basis are going through things. You yourself, me, friends of ours, people are just really going through it, dating context. And like, obviously, you and I feel like this work with Save the Date is important, because we don't want people to lose this very critical piece of connecting. But at the same time, Lord Jesus, there's landmines out here, fam.
Yeah.
Bombs is dropping. Bombs over Baghdad.
Yeah.
It is very frustrating. I think a lot of people, I hate to say this, but I think sometimes people nowadays are more frustrated in relationships than out of them.
Yeah. And I'll say why I think that is, for a myriad of factors. And again, not to intellectualize or on a diatribe about that, because we've done that before. Just to get real, like, frustrated. It's hard to be in a relationship or a dating ship or a dating scenario, or just talking to people and feel accused. To feel that you have communicated openly, honestly, lovingly, respectfully, your intentions, your emotions, your feelings, your fears. If you even get to that stage, you've been vulnerable. And for someone to turn around because all that sharing didn't lead to the outcomes they wanted, they'll tell you that you've been leading them on, you have been beguiling them, you've been a master manipulator, sending mixed signals.
Love bombing them.
Dark psychology, going to the dark side of my deeply powerful empathetic skills, mind manipulation, soul manipulation. And these are all very real phenomena, by the way, and people do specialize in these. Some people got postdoctorate fellowships in dark psychology. But it's hard when you are being genuine and real to who you are, communicative on top of that, and then here comes the accusation that you are manipulating.
You're the bad guy. Yeah. You're the manipulator. You're the narcissist.
Everyone's favorite word on the internet besides gaslighting now.
And misogyny. Those are like, forget about it. They're everywhere. Yeah, man. No, I feel that. I feel that. I think you hinted at something or alluded to something, pointed at something that's very big, which is a lot of times when you do things that doesn't align with someone else's desired outcome, you become a bad guy in their story. And it's like, yo, you didn't do anything wrong. You just did something they didn't like,
Yeah.
something that they didn't want,
Yeah.
something that didn't align with their narrative or their outcome, desired outcome. And I mean, yo, that happens a lot in relationships from the building period to sustaining and maintenance.
To the
You're
renovation
to the
period,
yeah, bro, that renovation period is real
the expansion
and
period. Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
Renovations are necessary because
Yeah.
that foundation, you want to use that illustration.
Yeah.
If we got a good foundation and that's solid, we can keep building. But that first floor, that second floor, you might be like, yo, this was good for year 1 to 5, but we got to think about renovating from years 6 to 15. And then y'all may have another plan for, 16 to 30. But the things definitely do need to change and adjust, and we got to revisit things. I think that's a good thing to do, but you can't. I don't think it's right to demonize. I don't think it's fair to demonize and villainize people when they are not thinking, acting, or moving in a way that's conducive to a narrative or outcome that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It could be frustrating. You can express the frustration about it, but you cannot demonize someone into being who you want them to be or
I
showing
agree.
up how you want them to show up.
I agree. I agree.
Do you feel like that happens?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that,
I know that's part of my frustration.
yeah, when people feel that they find a good thing, a good relationship, a good friendship, a good dating situation, then they want it to become something else. I was at the barber a couple of months ago and I was meeting this young guy from Toronto, and he was telling me, as a single guy, well, he had a girlfriend, but he was like, in dating in New York, it's crazy because what will happen is you'll have 2 or 3 good dates. Then on like the 4th date, you'll meet up with the person you've been dating. Maybe you for like, and the person's like, hey, we're getting along, right? We're cool. We vibe. We're having a great time. What do you think about moving in together? And you're like, this
Mm-hmm.
is like my 4th date. Like, this is Logan's Run. Like, if we don't move in before 30, we got to go to the incinerator and that's it.
Yeah.
We're 25. We're not getting any younger here. That incinerator's calling. No, seriously, like, this is our 4th date
Mm-hmm.
and you want to move in together. Because in New York, everyone's looking to have that comfortable, cool, cuddly roommate that can go half and half on the rent on.
Mm-hmm.
That rent's $4,000. I pay $2,000. You pay $2,000. I'm saving $2,000. I'm saving additional cash. We're having a good time. We're in our onesies. We're taking pictures in the apartment. We got the dog. We got the cat. In some pictures, we got rats.
Making meals together, doing everything for the gram, all of that
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
but I'm getting half that rent. I'm getting half
Mhm.
that rent. So there's this pressure that if everything's going right, this is the desired outcome now. I'd like to move in with you. I want you to move in with me. And then what if you say, nah, yo, I really like you. I'm good. I really want to see how long we can go just getting to know each other because we just met each other. And
Mhm.
even though we vibe and we may vibe in a living scenario, that's not where I want to be. What do you think is going to happen most likely? That person's going to keep rolling that dice at the dating casino till they find somebody who can meet that outcome of moving in together. So this is not necessarily about organic love. This is about an agenda that needs to
Mhm.
be accomplished because, as your boy said with the rent too damn high, your man with the karate chop hands, black dude. And I get it. I mean, we all understand the nature of rent generally in the United States, but also here in New York City. And that is a very serious affair. And we have to consider that and think about that concretely. Still, though, at the same time, for someone to go on a 4th date and expect you to move in with them, which is a big life step for anybody. Some of us couldn't even stand our parents and our parents couldn't stand us. Now you're asking me to move in with you and I say no?
Yeah, we ain't even want to wait until we was 18. We was like, listen, bro, if I could graduate early, I'm out of here. So yeah, no, I feel you. That's a long time, or just a little bit at this 4 dates, and you already talking about moving in. But no, I like what you're talking about. Things become agenda based because now I have this outcome and this goal in mind based off of our interaction. So yeah, if we've had 4 good dates, I'm already anticipating 5, 10, 15, 20 dates, and things are going to be good. And this is what we talked about before. A lot of times when people want to get in situations, they only see what they want. So because we've had 4 good interactions, in your mind, you're anticipating 4 or however many good more, because we got these 4 to draw back on. that's been the track record. But it's like that. I think when it becomes an agenda and a goal to curate an outcome, I feel like it always has bad results.
Well, yeah, man, that's where the frustration kicks in because I say no, and I actually am digging you, and maybe I've been in so many bad dates
Hmm.
that the fact that I've met somebody who I can have a fourth date with and actually vibe with,
Yeah, and want to spend that kind of time with me
right,
and
to get
live
to the
with me.
20th date, maybe move in 2 years. I just started a lease. I'm not gonna break a lease to go with you, even if it's cheaper over in the long haul. I barely know you. And so now you're frustrated with me because I'm not falling in line with your
Hmm.
agenda, your
Yeah,
outcome. And I'm frustrated because I actually found somebody I like, but now I'm frustrated because
you messing up the timeline. You moving things up. Like I'm actually, man, this is kind of like the Gethsemane experience. I'm all for the end result, but can we try going about it a different way, getting there?
yeah, absolutely.
Because like you're saying, actually, like you, I might be cool enough to move in you with you one day, just not right now. But can we continue exploring? And it's like when someone has that fixed outcome, that agenda in their mind, it's like that becomes a thing.
That's the frustration piece.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this on the flip side, from the committed side,
Hmm.
you're asking your partner to partner with you in a very specific way to meet a certain set of needs or need, and then it's not happening consistently, yet you're still contributing and connected to this relationship. And this is why, side note, we tell all you guys who want to be in relationships, there is another side to it. It's not just going to be getting your needs met because you run into real roadblocks, and frustration will not just melt away the moment the ring goes on your finger, or the I do leaves your lips, or your John Hancock goes on that marriage license. For some of us, it's just beginning.
Hmm.
Frustration is going into levels of DEFCON 1. 5 is a warning. 1 is when you put the keys, flip open,
Launch codes, everything.
launch codes, yeah. And what we have to discuss about this is, back to my example, the needs not being met. So now I'm frustrated because I still am showing up in this relationship, but I don't feel that I'm getting what I need out of this relationship. And trust me, guys, this is not a personal story. This is a story on many people's lips who
Hmm.
are in marriages or long-term relationships. Read The Cut, read any major blog or Instagram. This is a major point of frustration. People just at this point want to throw in the towel. In fact, some of those people look at you like, oh, you're lucky.
Hmm.
Yeah, you ain't got to go half on the rent, get another job, get 2 jobs, sell blood,
Not sell blood, sell babies, sell some sperm, sell eggs, do whatever you're gonna figure it
figure it
out.
out.
Word.
Don't be like me over here where it's been double-digit years. I'm gonna say that again, double-digit years. Not 5, not 6.
10
Double
plus
digit, yeah, 10 plus. Thank you. Deca.
of frustration, of disappointment, of resentment, of all of that.
I met a woman at a party years ago, and she said she got married at 19. It wasn't to her and her husband were the same age, 19. It wasn't to her husband turned 39 where she finally felt her husband leaned into the marriage that they were supposed to have together. 20 years.
Who got that 20? Who got that 20 to be waiting on somebody to get it together? But
You
y'all
know,
saying y'all want to be in a
got married
relationship.
young. And some people can write it off. Well, they got married young. If you get married at 38, the research says, and I'm not saying, listen, I'm Mr. Research. Got my technique down and everything.
Data all day.
Because people will say they're too young and that's why. And because her argument was he didn't really stop hanging out and doing all the things that the young person did. He's about 39, which makes sense because most people get to 39, 40 and your body starts to be like, hey, listen, one more shot of Patron and I'm going to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Shots. They're going to give you shots in that gurney on the way to the ER to go pump your stomach, keep you alive. Because I'm letting you know, I ain't doing this anymore. You done had a 20, 25-year slide, especially you got started in your mid-teens. Time to land the plane, homie. If not, I'll land it for you. So I get it. But 38, 19, 59, people are going through some serious challenges in their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And the frustration sometimes is one of the more consistent emotions you'll feel more than you actually feel love.
Probably the most. We've talked about this. There's more tension, frustration, disappointment, and letdown, or just neutral feelings more than there are these positive, high.
Yeah.
You
I
know
like
what I
neutral
mean?
too. You're
Super
just like, I'm just doing my
emotionally
work.
charged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you had sent me that clip of Tamron Hall talking about, people in relationships spend at most 15 talking about the lovey-dovey things of the
A week.
relationship.
It's a lot of it's logistics.
Yeah.
And then she went on to say a lot of women cheat because they're not getting their needs met which is a
Mhm.
whole nother story of how someone made a point how women cover up cheating. Because let's say, oh, he wasn't meeting my needs. I remember when that some YouTuber said that. And I was like, oh, that's a good point. Because as soon as you hear that, you're like, oh, damn, that's fucked up. Like, I've been there. Because we all know what it's like not to have our needs met, whether at work or at home, at the gym, on a plane. You're like, yo, I just had to ask for this pillow again. It's not like you had to go somewhere for it. You're on a plane with me. Go get the pillow and bring it back. So we all know. So it's easy when people say, I need to get my needs met. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I see you licking your lips. The wolves are hungry tonight. The wolves are
Only
hungry.
Yeah. Now, only because, bro, I heard somebody put it like this, and I'm only using it in this context because that's what you use it. A woman will say they will cite their partner not doing household chores, not
Mhm.
doing things at home, not emotionally meeting their needs as a reason for cheating, and then go cheat with somebody who they don't live with, is not doing household chores, and somebody who they just met who's not meeting their emotional needs. They just smashing. So it's like, I don't get
Damn,
it.
that's the case. You could have stayed right there
You
where
could
you
have
was
stayed
at.
right here with me. So, but I mean, I think on the other hand too, the frustration, I think what they're talking about going without for so long, yeah, it can drive people to do some
Yeah,
things.
it does.
I don't
It does.
necessarily know why sleeping with someone else has to be that thing, but I'm just saying, because I mean, obviously sleeping with somebody is just you acting out, but
Mhm,
but
mhm, mhm.
the frustration that we're talking about that leads to that is
That's
real.
yeah, that is real. That is real for men and for women.
Mm-hmm.
And again, go back to my story about the person for 19 to 39. That's 20 years. And like you said, who has 20 years? And here's the rub. No one has 20 years, but she came up with 20 years because she wanted to see that marriage through. And she wasn't, she said she was struggling at certain key critical moments in that marriage.
I'm sure she was.
Hmm.
Shoot, 20 years.
The same nonsense. Because she said when she first got married, she had become a Jehovah's Witness. So the older lady came in the house. He would come in a little drunk. She'd be like, yo, this is how you handle him. This is how you do that. Because her mother really wasn't in the picture when she got married.
Okay.
Yeah, she told me this crazy story how her mother had left her father because her father was like, you know what I mean? So then the kids ostracized the mom. So when she got married young, the mom was out of the picture. There was no mom to guide her. So she had this lady from the Kingdom Hall come and be like, all right, this is how you handle him. This is what you do when he comes home like that. This is how you shut that down. This is how you build boundaries. This is how you still leave a door open for love. This is still how you show him that even though you're saying no, your heart's still open to him because you don't want to entertain, but you also don't want to destroy. So you got to find these boundaries. So she was a young woman, like literally coming into her house, like, all right, this is what you do with the cooking. This is what you do with because she had to learn. She was young, and then you didn't have that good relationship with your mom, and then she finally leaves, and so you're stuck. There's a lot you don't know, and so this woman came in and mentored her. And I'm not saying this woman mentored her right or wrong or anything else. Some people hear things, they just hear you teach her how to be a servant or whatever. I don't know. I'm just telling you what this woman was telling me, how she felt mentored because of this other hole that she had in her family structure.
Mm-hmm.
The point is 20 years of frustration to it got to a level where it was optimized and she felt that she was resonating with him. Where
Man,
he could realize, like, all right, you know what? I've been screwing this off for 20 years. I got to do better here. I got a kid or two. This is, I've been acting inappropriately. I haven't been giving my family my best.
20 years.
20 years.
And I mean, listen, y'all, 20 years might be the minimum. If you're saying like
Hers was the maximum.
if you really want,
Well, yeah, man. Yeah.
if you really want something strong, good, positive to build on, like, I mean, we've heard people say it in Christian church, sometimes it may take 10 or 15 years to find that stride. And it's like, what are you doing in the 10 or 15 years to offset that frustration? Because you got to have an outlet. We know the frustration is going to come, but it's like you got to have an outlet to be able to sojourn, as we talked about earlier, to be able to do life with this person. And doing life with this person is not going to be easy.
And I'll say this to you, for those who want to be married, again, it's still a noble cause and a noble reason, just like owning a business is. But there's the CEO in NVIDIA was like, I wouldn't do this again. NVIDIA,
Think about that. Multi-billion-dollar company.
trillion.
How about it? $1 trillion company
At the
saying,
cusp of going through breakthrough profits with the explosion of AI, explosion of robots, and the graphic cards that have built up a foundation for them to go where they're going. I mean, I
he's
saw him.
saying,
He was just like, yo, he was like, yo, I've sacrificed a lot. I've lost friends. He's like, because you have to make hard decisions that cut through friends, cut through
Yeah.
friendships. You start a business with somebody, and I believe, yeah, I have to find that clip. Maybe we put that clip in the liner notes. But he was saying, I don't know if I do this again. He's like, there's other things you can do. You don't have to do this, because when you operate that high level of anything, requires
Requires some
sacrifice,
sacrifice. Yeah.
and that sacrifice comes with frustration.
Yeah.
It's
The
being in this,
outcomes that y'all
yeah,
have in your mind that don't materialize the way you want them to. Yeah, you gotta have an outlet for that. All right,
and you
we
still have to
didn't
keep working on it to get to
right,
that outcome.
exactly. Yeah.
Not only, like, right now, if you're frustrated in a relationship, you necessarily got to deal with somebody. If you're just frustrated in a dating scenario, you don't have to really. You could just bow out of dating. How do you bow out of raising a child?
Yeah.
People do it, but let's talk about the ethics of that. How do you bow out of being in a relationship? The same relationship, you say you want to make it so that you guys have passive income so you can travel the world together. But you're married to somebody who thinks the word budget is a rental car place.
Man, never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta spend money because we have it? What is that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down a budget so we can get the car to go to Charlotte. No. I need you to have a budget. That's what I'm going to. I can't own a franchise of the car company, the rental car company.
Yeah, that went straight over your head. You missed it.
Yeah. So you still want to do life with this person, and you're frustrated, but you still got to work to get to that. Because that person may turn around 5, 10, 15, 20 years and say, yo, I realize now how much I was hurting and holding us back. I'm ready to have this budget now. And then you're going to really
Mhm.
ask yourself, did I really, really want to be with this person? Does me having this passive income dream with my partner really that important? Because right now, I have a passive income on my own.
Mhm. But it makes you, I mean, I think good relationships or relationships in general should make you question. It should make you double down and interrogate and pull apart and excavate why I'm doing this.
Yeah, it should. I was just telling someone earlier today that getting to an understanding of your why is important. Some whys may be on the surface more noble than others, but asking yourself why is appropriate across the board. I don't care how
Mhm.
noble your goal is. Getting to your why, as Simon Sinek would say, is critical. It's vital for moving forward with a healthy attitude, because these frustrations are going to come. If you're in your relationship, they're going to come. If you're in your dating scenarios, they're going to come. And we're having this episode again. I want to say this because we want to show you guys, while it's easy to talk about the top 5 things to do, this is us just being as raw as we possibly can be without violating the names of the innocent. Who we talking about right now?
Well, also relating to the demo, because I mean, listen, as much as we want to save the date, saving the day requires us being honest, and we know frustration is a part of the process. And there's a lot of y'all that while we do want to help y'all eventually secure something long term, we got to talk to y'all where y'all are. And a lot of y'all are in a very real, frustrated
Yeah.
place
And it's
in
okay.
the process, and it is okay because we are too. I mean, I
Yeah.
think what we're saying is there's gonna like frustration should really is really not a strange bedfellow. It really should be as common to you as brushing your teeth every day, because it's your body tells you when something is wrong. It's a good thing. If your body's not telling you something is wrong, that's bad. But when your body's giving you signals, oh, I got a toothache, oh, something hurts, is letting you know something is wrong. But we don't have to moralize something being wrong or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have to
Yeah.
moralize that. We don't have to demonize that.
Yeah.
Frustration is part of everything. Disappointment is a part of everything.
Yes.
It's what do we do with this while we're in the process of still trying to get to these outcomes that we want.
And your outcomes are maybe noble
Mm-hmm.
and well thought out. And you've gotten to the why in your outcomes, but this frustration is going to be there.
There. It ain't
But
going nowhere.
if you give up, you'll never get there. So the key is how to be frustrated in the midst of still working.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll be like the person I spoke to at that party. You'll have someone pushing into your home and mentor you. Your home being, metaphorical. It could be your business, your relationship, and mentor you. Sometimes you're just out in the wilderness by yourself, learning to survive, trying to catch a rabbit, trying to catch a squirrel or something to cook it and eat it. Because you're like, if I don't eat
Slim
right now,
pickings out here. Yeah,
I got to
no
figure out
doubt.
which berries are good to eat and edible and which are poisonous. Okay, the animals are avoiding that one, then I'm going to eat the one the animals are eating, because obviously I ain't out here doing taste tests, and I got a chemistry lab to determine which berries are poisonous. So I got to go
Right.
where nature's going. Yo, sometimes your relationship's going to feel like that.
Yeah.
You're
Very
building a little
archaic.
joint.
We ain't sophisticated in these relationships the way we think we should be.
Yeah. You're just trying to build a little hut so you can keep yourself warm when the winter winds come.
Mm-hmm.
Hands over the fire,
Shivering.
wind's whipping on you like you stole something. At that point, you got to look forward to the spring, but you got to get through the winter to experience
Right.
the spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this frustration piece, guys, we
Lean
understand it.
into it.
We get it. Trust me, we resonate with it because we are frustrated. That's why we're here. This came from just a conversation we were having prior to getting on the podcast, talking about our own respective friendship related, relationship related frustrations.
Dating related frustrations. Even though I'm just like,
Oh,
I feel like I get roped
yeah,
into it.
exactly.
I feel like I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
roped into the dating. But
yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
All right. But
Yeah,
we understand that across the board, whatever type of relationship, whether familial or
yeah.
romantic or whatever, there's frustration. But obviously, on Save the Date, we're talking about a dating context because we realize that there's a lot of people that are single and frustrated, that are situationships and frustrated, that are relationships, marriage and frustrated. I say that to say, yo, make friends with frustration. Just learn how to deal with it differently.
And on that note, this is another episode of Save the Date. Thank you guys for listening and for your patience. Until next time, I'm Heath.
I'm Jamie, y'all. Peace.